First Esdras 4:26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. All praise, glory, and honor is due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruach. Double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, safety, much love, and blessing to the occupant across the four corners of the earth that are pushing out this truth and sincerity and putting their lives on the line to do so. I want to say shalom to you, brothers. All right. I opened up with First Esdras 4 verses 26 and 27 to take a look into these two verses. Now this precept comes out when we speak about how Jake is running up behind women and just losing their mind and doing all manner of evil for women, that may land them either dead or in prison, or even take them out of the truth, But in this particular lesson, I want to explore an account to where the beauty of a woman caused two elders to actually sin, caused them to err, and also perish due to a beauty of a woman. Okay, now I'm going to get straight into the account. Now this is the book of Susanna in the Apocrypha. Of verse 1, there dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chalcias, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Lord. Her parents also were righteous, and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. Now this was an upright woman, a righteous woman that do not exist in today's society. Okay, so when we speak about men running out of their wits for women, they're not even going out of their wits or running out of their wits for wholesome, God-fearing women that are, willing to be virgins for one, and also committed to one husband, and also help make, all of that comes with being a woman. Guys in today's society are running out of their wits for women that are, not worthy to even wash your feet, man. But nevertheless, verse 4, it says, now Joachim was a great rich man and had a fair garden joining unto his house, and to him resorted the Jews, because he was more honorable than all others. Verse 5, the same year were appointed two of the ancients of people to be judges, such as the Lord spake of. That wickedness came from Babylon, from ancient judges, who seemed to govern the people. These kept much at Joachim's house, and all that had any suits in law came unto him. Now, when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk. And the two elders saw her going every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed towards her. Okay, so they've already committed adultery. This woman is married and they're lusting after her. Now, these are two elders. Okay, now remember, I read there have been many that have ran out of their wits for women. All right, that do err, perish, and also sin due to women. Okay, now this particular woman wasn't enticing. She wasn't, being a harlot and, being a busybody. Now, this is a woman that's in her garden, in the garden of her man, and these two elders are lusting after her. All right. Many have gone out of their wits for women. Okay. So continuing on, verse 8, and the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed towards her. And they perverted their own minds and turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments. And albeit they both were wondered with her love, yet durst not one shew another his grief, for they were ashamed to declare their lust, that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her. Now these men are lusting after this woman and looking forward diligently every day to see this woman, this man's woman, in the garden. Okay? Going slap completely off. Okay? And this should be an example, man. Verse 13, and the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. And I'll skip around for time's sake. Okay. Verse 14, so when they were gone out, they parted the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust. Then appointed they a time both together, when they might find her alone. So they conspired. They conspired together to catch this woman alone. And Lord knows what these elders are going to do. Now, remember, many have gone out of their wits for women and have perished, do err, and also sin. Okay, so verse 15, and it fell out, and they watched a fit time. She went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the two elders that had hid themselves and watched her. All right. So they're it's getting worse, man, as the story goes on. And that's how that lust, and why it's important to practice spiritual virtues. And the most important one is temperance. Okay. Controlling one's lust. And these guys completely lack the characteristic of temperance. All right. Because it's snowballing. First they were admired by her beauty. Then they began to watch her. Now they're conspiring to do something to this woman. Now they're watching, hiding themselves, watching her wash up in her husband's garden. So that's how this lust and this temptation start to creep in, and before you know it, it's out of control. And now you've gone out of your wits for a woman, as these men did. Okay. Continuing on, verse 17. Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, and lie with us. Okay? I gotta get that, man. Because these guys are lacking temperance, man. And this is the worst case of lacking temperance, that's imaginable. because now it started in their mind or in their la'ab, the lust form, and now it began to manifest into the physical. All right. And this is a married woman, need I mind you. Um, temper. Here we go. Salakia. Such things as men can nothing more profitable in their life. Yeah. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, and verse 7. And if a man love righteousness, her laborers are virtuous, for she teaches temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. All right, because if these men had temperance, they wouldn't have gone this route and began to try to lay hold of this married woman in the garden. Okay, because temperance is a very important virtue. Right here it says more profitable than anything in a man's life to be able to control one's lust. Okay. So let's hop back into the account, and I'm gonna skip a few verses to get the meat of the account. Verse 19. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders arose and ran unto her, saying, Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, and lie with us. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee. That's another sin they've committed. Thou shalt not bear false witness. All right, that's another law broken. So these guys are, it's getting gradually worse, man. You know, now they're threatening her with the lie. You know, bearing false witness against her. So let's continue reading. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee. All right, so they're gonna lie and say that she was committing adultery, because remember, this is a married woman. They're gonna lie and say that there was a young man in the garden with her. Okay, it says, and therefore thou didst send away the maids from thee. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. So she's in a tough place right now. So either she lie with these men or be bear false witness against. All right. So if I do this, continue reading. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. So she's saying she's basically fucked either way it goes, you know. So verse 23 says, it is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. So that was more important to her, man. Because either she be lied on and be punished for it, or actually commit the sin of adultery with these two elders. Okay. So let's see how the story plays out. Verse 25, then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in the privy door to see what was done to her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there were never such a report made of Susanna. So they bare false witness against her. Okay. So that's basically the point, man. You know, many have gone out of their wits for women, and that's just a clear-cut example of how we're not applying temperance, which is fruits of the spirit, or fruit of the spirit, and also being lustful, could go bad, man. Use these as examples. We're not exempt. Okay. So, amen. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I'm going to end it giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Amen. Don't go out of your wits for women. Shalom.